Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nesian Built Podcast. The Baldy Boys are back. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Nesian Built Podcast. This is the podcast with the Baldy Boys, of course. The Baldy Boys are back. The Baldy Boys are back for another episode. Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nesian Built Podcast. The Baldy Boys are back for another episode, and this is the podcast for Pacific Islanders, where we tell our stories and our lessons of our journey, and their lessons of their journey, and our lessons of our journey to help you on yours. Adam. Wrong beef. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize up front about the sniffling and all that stuff.
Because it's cold out here in these streets.
I think it's like one of those things, like the cold is trying to get me, but it's not gonna get me.
Well, you do all that running.
You
do all that running in the cold, bro.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Yeah. It was 7 miles the other day in the rain. I looked out there when I came. I was like, it's like, no, we gotta do it. We just gotta do it. So knocked it out. No, I think I was feeling it a little bit before that anyway, but it's just like the sniffling and when you get that feeling in your throat when like, yeah, I think I'm about to get sick.
Oh yeah. You know what's surprising, bro? I had that already maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
But knock on wood,
it hasn't gotten you good.
No, because even before the half marathon, when my brother was getting sick, we even went over to their house and we ate food and we hung out with them for hours, and I was like, nothing. But thankfully,
it probably started there.
I was like, man, all that running in the cold must have boosted my immunity,
my immune system. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like normal, like
just a minor
symptoms and stuff. It's that like whatever they're trying to send out again this time, it's not gonna get us, bro.
No,
it's not gonna get us.
Nice try, bro. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to get flagged. I don't want this video to get flagged.
We're getting watched. So yeah. So today's episode is supposed to be all about. We're gonna recap. The year, like all the stuff that we did. Kind of talk maybe like what we learned, from those experiences. Kind of go into the questions that were sent in by the people, and as they come in too, because I did just post a story. So if they come in and we have some time, we'll go ahead and answer those questions too.
Probably knock out the first.
Yeah, we'll knock out the first ones
first.
At
the end we can.
Yeah, and then we'll also kind of talk about a little bit about what we have planned for next year.
Yeah.
So
this is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, using my phone on because it's usually the one shooting the videos.
Yeah. So
pull the app up and see.
Yeah, he can use his phone now we went and got cameras for the pod. Instead of we upgraded just because.
But it was a must,
Yeah, it was just one of those times where it's time to level up your shit a little bit, right?
Yeah,
we're using his cell phones to record everything, which that's the basic thing, right? Like when you want to start something, you don't need all the high priced, expensive, crazy gear.
Yeah, you just need to start.
Use what you have and just start, and that's what we did. We went year and a half, almost 2 years doing the pod now. I mean, this is episode 29,
crazy,
bro.
Yeah.
So. We recorded like 27 episodes on cell phones. Yeah. And we, we changed the set a couple of times. We've had different things, but that's all part of the process of learning what you need to actually.
And then along the way, you can make the adjustments and the tweaks.
Yeah.
What we did.
Every episode when we do this, we're always learning, right?
That's facts.
Like every time we set up the pod, because we can't keep it set up. We would love to have it where we could just keep
a dedicated
the pod
studio would be dope.
Yeah. But we can't do that because we've been broken into a couple of times. So we have to
we got to take all our valuables out of here.
Yeah. All the expensive stuff, we have to take it out of here. We can't leave it here. So we just kind of run with that, and we set up every time. I mean, there's ways obviously we can set up the same every time, but it's a process and we're learning. So 2023 was a fucking good year, man. I mean,
it's a year of accomplishments.
Yeah. I mean, you knocked out, you kept your word. And you followed through with your resolutions, which you've said you've never done before.
Never.
And it's like a lot of people just do that and do it where. And I think I sent it in one of the emails where I said only 9%
Oh yeah.
Less than 10% of people actually follow through with their New Year's resolutions, and you were actually one of them. And this 9% of people, like the whole damn population, you know, a lot of people make resolutions and they make these goals, but then life hits you, stuff happens, but that's part of it. That's just how it's supposed to be. It's the test that you have to fight through to be able to follow through with what you really want. And you set that out in December last year, and you had to keep that goal in mind the whole year.
Definitely putting it out there definitely helped. It helped keep me accountable. Now, it was still a struggle through the year, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were still times where I was slacking off, you know, but it was always in the back of my head, like, I put it out there, I have to get it done.
Yeah.
You know,
or you're a liar on camera.
On camera, there's proof that I straight up lied. So I was like, I can't go out like that. I gotta do what I said I was gonna do.
You gotta do it. And how did it make you feel though? That you actually followed through with that? Like that has to be the biggest thing.
It is. That's why I said that. You know, that's why I kind of highlighted. Like, man, that's the first time I've ever stuck with a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
You know, I think even on the book side, although I think I also put out there I wanted to read 12 books, a book a month.
Yeah.
I pivoted because the reading part, you know, it was kind of dragging for me a little bit. You know, I kind of lost the steam on that. But I pivoted and I went to audiobooks.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how many audiobooks I've listened to by now, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 12.
Yeah.
At this point.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm not gonna lie. I think I said 20 books last year. I did say I wanted to read 20 books, but I think I've only read like 4, bro, or 3 or 4.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough.
Yeah. I didn't get to the reading as much as I should have or I wanted to this year. You know, I guess there's other things I was focusing on, which it's not an excuse. It's just for me, I guess I put that goal out because, like I said, I really do like reading. I like what I get from it. I like all the information that, you know, you get to gather. But I felt like, you know, that those times, a lot of times when I'm laying in bed and I'm about to sleep, and a lot of things have changed this year too for me. You know, new jobs, stuff like that. So it's a little different. Where the only time I had to read was when I got home, like towards the end of the day. So it's like,
and reading at the end of the day, boy, you were like,
yeah, it's tough. So like that's why it's like, dude, I'm like falling asleep when, you know, in the beginning of the year, falling asleep and stuff.
I was the same way. And that's why I felt like I had to make that pivot. I was like, what could I do? And as audiobooks popped up in my head, because we listen to podcasts a lot.
Yeah.
And I was feeling a lot of my time at work when I'm just in the flow of things, listening to podcasts. I was like, I could switch it up. I signed up for Audible and I just started listening to books instead of reading them. Yeah. So,
and that's the same thing. I mean, I guess I was looking into that, but I never like went all the way through with it. Yeah. But you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, bro. Like I said, when I have a driving job, I listen to podcasts. And that's basically 8 hours of my day. Listen to podcasts, and then I'm pretty much anytime I'm in my car, I'm listening to podcasts. So like maybe I didn't double down. I mean, I didn't double down on the reading like I was supposed to, but I'm still getting information, you know, and learning. So
you're still filling your head with knowledge.
Yes, for sure.
Not from a book, but from people's
experiences. Yeah,
which is kind of the type of books we were looking for.
Exactly.
To read anyway, self-help and learning from other people.
And a lot of these guys that I'm listening to are the guys that are writing the books that I like reading anyway. So it's like it's kind of the same shit. You know,
you get pieces of it.
Yeah. So I did that. I mean, this year in January, I don't know. We didn't really like have anything put out. I think January was like that's when I set out the goal already, right? I want to run a sub 4 marathon, right? Yeah. I want a sub 4 hour marathon, which is basically just run it in less than 4 hours, right? Yeah. And train starting January. I'm pretty sure it was like the first or second week of January. Started training for that. Yeah. And I was feeling good coming off of my first marathon in November, you know, the Seattle Marathon, and then going right back into training in in January. Was feeling good and stuff like that. And then, you know, I get to the 20-mile run and I'm just like, dude, I have this in the bag, like my pace for that run. And I wasn't even trying. Like I was just trying to run an easy, good pace. Wasn't pushing hard or nothing. And I had my pace down.
That's crazy too, because that's when I was trying to find you. My freaking bike tire got flat and I'm driving trying to catch this guy. And it's like, where the hell were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try to get as much as we can. Better to have more than not enough. And I just got here maybe like a minute ago and he's already caught up to me. So break time's over, guys. You know what the saying is. Just work. It's a marathon, it's not 100 meters.
Yeah, so we were trained all the way up to that 20-mile run and felt great, felt good. And then ended up, that mindset of push through no matter what kind of made, just being hard headed, also not listening to my body, and got me injured. So I was pretty damn sore, and I actually ended up not running that whole week after that 20-mile run because I was pretty damn sore. Yeah, just trying to recover. That I was just like, that was my way of like just trying to get through and then get to my next long run, which was a 13-mile long run the next week. And I was still just sore. I had that, that little injury, and I don't know how it just ended up getting worse like that, but I just said, I'm going to go run this 13 miles. Ran the 13 miles and it made it bad. Worse. So I ended up sitting out for 4 or 5 weeks, couldn't train, couldn't run. And, that's why we talk about it, because like anybody that's looking to get into running, looking to, looking into getting into like these kind of races, which are fucking great experiences. That's why we like fun. Talking about. There's so much fun, and all during the training process, you learn a lot about yourself. And when like that's me learning that from that experience of maybe I did push too hard on that down 20-mile run, right? So it's even though I didn't feel like it, I shouldn't have been sitting at those paces that I was running. Even if I didn't feel like I was pushing too hard, it's still, I know at that point, I even knew my body and what pace I should be sitting at to be a lot more comfortable so that I can recover quicker and show up to the next, training runs and stuff like that. So, just learning from that experience, and then having to sit out for 4 or 5 weeks and then show up to the marathon, only being able to run a week before and only ran a couple miles, felt like I lost fitness, but then I show up to the race and I felt fucking great.
You came out of the gates.
Yeah. And then, so I'm run 1 through 15, feeling good. Like paces were on point, exactly where I wanted them pretty much. And then mile 16 hit hard, and it just all basically started from there. You get mile 16 and then it's just rough. And then I'm just pushing through for another, I think 6, from mile 16 to mile 22 was just moving the feet, chugging along, just get it done, just move forward, keep stepping forward. And then mile 23, catch a cramp, and then make probably the worst decision of the whole thing, where I take that salt with no water, and then
you get a bag of salt.
Yeah. And I'm just, mile 23, take that salt, and then just hits me hard, lightheaded, feel dehydrated as hell. And then it's just a struggle just from mile 23 to just get to the finish line. I never thought I would have to. I didn't think I'd have to walk during the marathon, but I had to walk quite a bit during that point just to not pass out. Because like I said, on that side of it, like you saw it, right? Yep. On that side of the race, there was like nobody out there. So I fell out. And the only people that can save me is runners. And I don't know if they're on it. They're out there trying to, get their times too. They're probably gonna leave me out there hanging, And I'm not saying people are bad like that. I'm just saying, I gotta go. You'll be all right.
Everybody's running their own race.
He's like, they've probably been there before. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's like, you'll be all right, bro. Drink some water. It's like, bro, there's water 2 miles down that way. I can't get there. Yeah. But yeah, I went through that experience. And like I said, in that podcast, when we recapped that, I'm really glad I went through that. I'm really glad I didn't reach the actual goal, because it really pushes me harder. And this is really something I really wanted to bring up, because during that time, those last 3 miles, dude, I was really telling myself in my head, I don't know why I do this. I don't want to
questioning it.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah. I was really telling myself in in a couple of those moments, like, I don't want to run another marathon after this. Like, I failed. Yeah, this sucks. Like, this is bad. But after I recovered and everything, I'm like, I gotta get that back. Like, there's no way I can let this be. Yeah. There's no way, and that's why you go up and down in that the mindset where it's like you doubt yourself, and just because it hurts, and it's supposed to hurt.
Yeah, that's crazy, because you can see both sides working there.
Exactly.
The part of you that wants to get back to the comfort zone, like, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. We don't have to. This is all voluntary. Yeah. But the other part of you is like, no, we gotta run that back.
Yeah. So
it's kind of crazy to see that mindset working. Mm-hmm. And it's a constant battle. Yeah. Just like with my goals through the year, it was always a constant battle to make what's the saying? To choose the hard right.
Yeah. Over the easy wrong.
Yeah. Because it's not. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna do it. No, it's back and forth, man.
Yeah.
So you learned a lot through that.
Yeah. In that race was a lot. Like, I'm glad it happened. Like, I'm really glad it happened, because I'm looking back at it and I'm blaming like all, the injury, and I wasn't very disciplined about the nutrition, which I brought up to you. And that's what I really think got to me. And that's something that I'm going to really pay a lot of attention to this time. Hydration and making sure that week, those 3-4 days before the race, that I'm stacking up on the glycogen storages and stuff like that. And that's what I didn't do last time, and I knew that's why I hit a wall so early, because I just didn't have that.
Nothing in you.
Yeah, and the idea for me with that was because I wasn't able to run for so many weeks, and I mentioned this to you the other day. I wasn't able to run for so many weeks that I wanted to get to the start line lighter, like at a lighter weight. So I wasn't eating as much because I wasn't running as much. So I thought that would help me get through the race and put less pressure on my leg. Mm-hmm. But what it did was not give me the fuel to get through the race instead. So I learned that lesson. Like I said, you got to go through it to learn it. So learn that lesson. And then this next one, I'm way ahead of schedule, like with, mileage wise. And I got my plan. My training plan doesn't even start until I guess it's going to be the week that this podcast drops, Christmas week. Right. So I'm gonna be way ahead of schedule. Like I got miles logged in. The legs have miles logged already, like a bunch of miles already. And once I get to that plan, I'm pushing it, and I'm way smarter about the way I'm putting in miles. I'm not just gonna go out there and try and push too damn hard and do all this stuff. And I'm seeing the effects of it. I'm seeing the effects already of really just run these miles slow. Like don't, and that's something that I mentioned to Paul a lot. I just because the injury thing it sucks. You just can't get over it if you go into that ego mode where I just want to push hard every time.
And then it's like fun and exciting. You want to you want to go out fast. But shout out to you. Me being able to witness what you went through has helped me to take it easy. Go slow. Like when me and Mike ran the 10K, you guys were in Hawaii. Yeah. Ran the 10K. Mike was wanting to take off, and I'm having to hold him. I was like, bro, hold on, brother, because I've never been past 5 miles. I'm gonna need these freaking, I'm gonna need this energy at the end. So seeing what you went through, and then the nutrition part, and I'm popping the GU gels, back when I was a rookie, and I was like, bro, we need to take these before we need them. We have to take it now before we're gonna need them, because if we need them, it's gonna be too late. So shout out to you. I learned a lot from
and that's the point of it, right? That's the point. That's why we share it. That's why we and I like talking to you about it and talking to everybody that's interested. Yeah, because the thing is, it's not just about running. You can take these lessons into a lot of parts of your life, about knowing how to pace yourself, because the emotions will go up and down. Your energy levels go up and down. You got to learn how to pace yourself. You got to learn how to fuel your body right to get through the things that you want to do. And how you feel and how you manage your emotions, how you manage the workloads that you have to take care of. Like it's all lessons for life. So that's why we talk about it. But I'm just glad that I was able to go through that and learn a lot about that, because there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of discomfort, and I feel like everything after that is, if I don't fix the problem and I just go through it, go do it again, that's where it's an issue. That's where it's just stupidity. It's insanity to go through the same thing and expect better results. Yep. I expect better results because I learned from it, and I'm going to fix those problems that I had from that, right? Yep. So I'm looking forward to April. So
Tacoma's in April.
Yeah, Tacoma. I'm running the Tacoma Marathon, the same marathon. So that is my redemption run, and I will make my downtime this time. I will put the miles in. I will put in the work, and I will make sure that I don't get hurt this time. Like that's the main, because both training prep for the marathon, I got injured both times, and that's ego stuff, bro. Yeah. It's all ego stuff. That is a fault. That was a fault of mine for both times training. It's an ego thing, of running too hard and stuff like that. So not feeding myself the right way, all that stuff. So I'm glad I went through it, because I'll be way more disciplined this time. So did that. I guess the one thing we had one event this year that we went to, which kind of sucked, because we wish we did more events. And we went out to I think it was the Memorial Day softball tournament, and we went out there. It was like a kind of like a co-sponsored event where we were with Sneaker Bucks from my boy Henry, and they pretty much ran the softball tournament. We were out there, TMB was out there playing. We had the booth going, people coming through. It was TMB's like also 5-year like anniversary,
yeah.
right? So we celebrated that with the whole squad there, and basically all these guys are like these people on TMB are people that we started with too, and they're big part of the family. They've been there. And they've seen from the garage when we had all the gear in the garage, they'd be coming to my house and we're drinking on the weekends and like, bro, can I get some gear? Like, just stuff like that coming from that, and then coming to the warehouse and seeing where we've gone since then. So we got to celebrate that with them
and come home with the dub that year, right?
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we win that tournament?
Or am I thinking of the year before?
No, yeah, we did win that tournament. Yeah, we did. Yeah. I totally forgot. Yeah, we did win that. That's crazy. Yeah, I totally forgot.
I'm not even on the team, bro.
yeah. I remember. Yeah, it was because I remember we broke down. You left, and then we had we played the championship games. It was, I remember that the tournament was crazy. It was like home run city, bro. Like there's just
home run derby.
Oh my god, it was just, I don't know, it was insane. I just remember all the people and all the fans talking. I was like, is that all you guys do is hit home runs? Like I wasn't one of them. I don't hit home runs. But yeah, that was a cool day. Yeah. Spend the night out with everybody, people coming and getting gear, stuff like that. So it was cool.
Kept me busy.
Yeah, kept you busy. Like when it's always like that. It's always like that. This guy gets hella busy when we do the softball tournament. That's kind of like why we didn't do Labor Day this year, just because, we didn't first off, it's getting all the gear down there, and then this year I just wanted to chill and just be with the family, take it in, enjoy it, because I was playing with a different team. I wasn't playing with Nesian Bill didn't go down this year, so it was cool to just chill out. And we ended up going to the championship again with the team that I played with, and ended up losing, but it was still cool. It was fun. It was different to be with a different team, but a bunch of good guys. So, and these guys, I knew most of them like pretty well, so it was pretty cool. And I appreciate them inviting me to come play with them and everything. So it was a pretty good deal. Yeah. So then we you did your 5K, 10K this year. Like how was those?
5K was good. Going into it because I had already run past that distance. So
in your training,
yeah, I figured. It was no worries, and I think you can tell. Well, the day you guys showed up, you can tell I was kind of fucking ready to go to the starting line, just get this thing started. But it was good, Yeah, I wasn't as nervous on that one.
Yeah,
because I know I did all the work to get there.
Yeah. That was dope to be there for that one, for your first, because that was your first race.
Run ever.
Your first race. So that was cool to be there. We got to document it and everything, but
something happened with the camera audio on that. That was weird. Something happened with the audio. That's why it's only music.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. I remember you mentioned that. And that was so that was the day before the marathon. So
before your marathon.
So that was cool. And then I was also like Ching and Caitlin ran the half marathon the same day I ran.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So there was 4 of us that weekend running, but that was cool to see that from, and that's kind of the thing, right? Like you went from 5K and then you just ran a half marathon. So like it's cool to see that
the progression.
The progression, the development of we got a 5K done, and then
it's definitely not what I thought it would look like as far as me, my personal, because even before, I might have said this before too, like when I see people run, it's like, damn, I want to run like that.
Yeah,
where it looks effortless, you're just gliding on your feet. I'd love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
My run is not that, but but I still got it done.
Yeah. But that's that thing where you're comparing again.
Yes.
You just got to stay away from that. Like just
compare, but also inspire. To hopefully one day get there.
Yes. So you always have to use it to like know that
in a good way.
Yeah, you don't compare yourself and then think that you should be somewhere at a certain point. It's part of your journey. It's part of it's kind of like us, like with all the stuff, like all the struggles and the suffering that you go through. It's like these things are the things this part of the story that you're going to tell when you do get to the point there where you want to be. And even if you don't get there, at least you have that storyline that follows you all the way through, and you can be able to tell those stories, right?
That's why when you did your Tacoma one, even though you didn't make the time, I was like, this is going to be a good comeback story.
Fuck yeah. You said that pretty much right after like
this is going to be we're
doing the pod. So that was pretty cool
story.
And it just feels good that you were able to go from 5K to half marathon, and us just at that table last year, just saying, it's like, all right,
Putting
come
it
on.
out
So
there,
yeah, run a half marathon. You're like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, like, and that's fucking dope, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just to, you don't even have the experience, you don't have the confidence that you'll do it. If you could do it, and you a year later, you just
and at
run
that point, I had only run. The last time I ever ran anything was in high school.
See,
So
it's like you gotta. And that's why, like we've said it on the podcast before, where you just gotta build yourself. You have to build yourself because you really have to realize, like you become a different person. To get to that point, to be able to do that, you were a different person at that table when you said you were going to run it. You were a different
definitely
person.
Not a runner.
You're a different person. And then and it's not just building your body to be able to do that. It's not, that's not all that it is. Yes, you're building physical strength and endurance to be able to do that, but you're really building your mind to be able to show up and do the training for it, build your mind to, how are you going to deal with the adversity that comes throughout that run, when your shins are hurting, your ankles are hurting, and your back just all of a sudden hurts. It's kind of like the marathon. When I started feeling like I hit the wall, what do I do after that? How do I react? How do I respond to that situation? That's what all that training is for. That's how you're building yourself to be able to take, handles those situations that actually come in the race, because the race don't feel good. I don't know if you're expecting to go into a race, like a 26-mile race or a 13-mile race like yours, right? If you expect that shit to be easy, you're crazy. It's not supposed to be. That's why a lot of people don't do it. It's because it's not easy. It's gonna hurt at some point. But what are you gonna do about it when it starts hurting? And that's what you're building yourself into to get there.
That's kind of what I on a lot of my training runs. It's the same thing I was thinking of. I think I told you once too. It's like on the times where either I didn't really want to run, or it was like, I only have this short window to get it done. Should I do it? I would tell myself, I have to pay these dues now, because if I don't pay the price now, I'm gonna pay it when it comes time for the run.
For the race,
So that was one of the things I used.
Yeah. So in this then we'll go into like the Spartan race, because we did the Spartan race, right?
Oh yeah.
So we did the Spartan race in September. This was after Labor Day weekend, and there was a point in there where we were running, and like I said, me and Pao were talking about on the other podcast, where we didn't really train running. Like I expected myself to just be able to go through it, which I did, but it was more painful than it had to be if I did just train running. And I just didn't run very much during that time training for that. But there was a point in there, I think it was around after, because I had like calf cramps and stuff like that. And I happened to probably mile 6 or 7 when it started. And we were running, and I think we're in this one area, like where it was dusty and it's just really like soft dirt, and you're just in the woods, like just running through these trails, right? And there's a point where I was hurting pretty bad, my like leg wise, cardio wise, didn't feel good. And then I was just like, this is what hard feels like. This is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up to go through. Most people aren't going to do this because this is what they don't want to feel. What are you going to do now? And that's what I tell myself now. It's like, this is hard. This is what you signed up for. This is what it looks like. What are you going to do? And I actually heard that from Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy said that. And that's when I realized, like, bro, that's 100% like why people, try to do these things, because it's supposed to be hard. But when the hard part happens, how are you responding to it?
How do you react?
Yeah, how do you respond to it? This is what you signed up for. If you signed up for it and thought it was going to be easy, you're absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
So that's
signed up for the wrong race.
Yeah, because if you thought it was going to be easy and then it began to be hard, then you quit. But if you already know it's going to be hard, this is what you signed up for.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And that's what every time, like during that Spartan race, when that happened, and I was like, damn, my legs are hurting a little bit. This is hard. This is what I signed up for. Let's go. And that's just, it's all mentality. It's all perspective. It's all that, right?
It's definitely, just like you said, it's definitely not just a physical thing, man. It's definitely mental. Because as you're saying that, I'm clicking back to my my training runs in the same mindset. It's like, it hurt. It sucks. It hurts. Yeah. But it's supposed to be this way.
Yeah. And you got through them, right? Then you just get through them.
There's so many times I went out for long runs and I'm like, fuck me, let me just do 2.5. I'll take a quick break and just keep going, And I kept saying that to myself, But, the other part of me is like, no, you can't. You have to push, man.
Yeah.
This is what it's supposed to be. And so, I'm negotiating with myself in my head. And by the time I look down, I'm already at 3.5. It's like, see, already went past 2.5. You might as well just keep going.
Yep.
So it's a constant battle with yourself back and forth to make it past that mental barrier.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's all about what you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about what you're telling yourself. It's all about the story yourself.
And when you're out there on the trail by yourself, it's just you.
It's easy to say, let's stop, let's chill.
Yeah, no one's
Nobody's
looking.
gonna see it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna see it. It's just me. And I think that, it's funny because I think I go back to like my baseball days, and I think about like how I was like kind of raised like with baseball, and I think even to this day I take it to when I play softball too, and it's just something that I've always taken with me and played with. Like every time I go out on the field, I play like a scout, or I act like a scout is out there watching. Yeah. So I run wherever I go. If I'm playing in the infield, I'm playing an outfield. In between, 3 outs happen, I got to go on the field. I'll run to my position. Like it's a habit that I've built. I've been playing baseball since I was 10, bro. Like 7 actually. Played t-ball in New York, and baseball became my love when I was 11 years old. Really, 10 years old, back in 7, and I've just been doing that ever since. So. That's a very long time of having a habit like that. Did it throughout all these All-Stars and the World Series, all these, in college and stuff. So it's a habit I even bring into softball, which it doesn't even matter. I will walk like everybody else, but no, let's walk. Let's do what we do. Let's not. We don't have to do what everybody else does. Yeah. So then we did the Spartan race with. I did the Spartan race with Jewel and Pau, and really cool experience, man. Really cool experience, and it's just a different level of race, like with different type of people, and because you see like the runners, like, and you see like just runners, right? And then you see the people that are like fucking. You see some really built people out there, like kind of like a hybrid mentality, like where they're into a lot like resistance training, strength training, and then getting some endurance in there. 13 miles with 30 obstacles. It's a pretty fun deal right there, and it was pretty warm out there, and. Just carrying weight around up hills, running in dirt, trails,
that sounds
climbing fucking
ropes.
Like,
that sounds fun as shit.
Yeah, it was
probably
fun.
hard,
Yeah, it was fun, but there were some pretty good difficult parts,
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I went with those 2 guys, like I said, because they put in the work to show up that day, and then we kind of breezed through obstacles, which was a dope part, but then the running was the stuff that got us, which we could have made it so much easier for us.
What was the longest gap of run that you had to do between obstacles?
Nothing was spread apart like even a mile. Nothing was spread apart that far. It was.
But after going through stuff or hopping over stuff all the time.
And it was.
Which shout out to Pal, that guy can hop over a wall like it's nothing.
Yeah, bro. Like that. That's one thing I was seeing him, because there was a lot of walls. There's 4-foot walls, 7-foot walls. As
I'm editing the video, I was like, God, this guy just
he just
sprung up there.
Yeah. That's what I really noticed about him. Like, dude,
I got hops.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to get up to get my hands on it so that I can lift myself and use my upper body. But he's like hopping up, his knees go past the top of the wall. He's like on a trampoline. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, he handled that real well, bro. Yeah, I'm sure it's just the running that sucked for all of us.
Yeah,
but it was a really cool experience, and then it was just something that we never tried doing that we wanted to see. We go out and test ourselves, do something hard, do something challenging, and get to build off that, off that experience, get to build off that toughness that we just went through. Yeah. So it was 13 miles, 30 obstacles was a great day. We got to go back home and chill with the family and stuff like that. So it was cool. It was an accomplished day for sure. So did that, and congrats to the boys for doing that, because Jewel ran the marathon with me last year, and the Seattle Marathon with me and Ching last year, and then
first marathon ever.
The first one, our first ones ever, and then. It was Pau's first race, and then now my man's is already registered for the Tacoma Marathon. So
he's going.
Yeah, he's on it, man.
He's fired up.
Yeah. He loves this shit, and as much as I love it. So it's like I said, I love that we're building this group of just fucking savages, bro. Just going out, just doing shit that nobody else wants to do, and we're just gonna keep fucking growing as men, as a family, as our tribe of just doing what we need to do to get better, so we can be better for our people around us and better for the community that we're around when we do go out. So really cool experience. But then we had the Black Friday sale. Went well. It was a good deal. Had a bunch of new gear, the joggers was
had to make use of my new truck to go
yeah
to drop those bad boys off at the post office.
The new joggers were a favorite, still a favorite, and
yeah,
people I love them.
And I love them so much. I'm using them again.
So the new joggers dropped. We had a bunch of other stuff, over the oversized tees, and it's really pushing our message more on, on our tees and stuff like that. And like we always said, man, like people got to realize, like, we're not gonna be like every other like island brand. Like, it's as simple as that. We're not gonna be that. Our focus ever since we started, and that's why we rebranded and changed our logo, was we want to be like the Nike for Pacific Islanders, right? So once you see the logo, you know what that person's about. And when you see the words in the back, the 5 pillars, you know what we're about. And that's kind of what we always want to be about, because it's more than just pushing clothes, man. If I wanted to just push clothes, I would do something different,
I don't even think we'd have a podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it. Yeah, it wouldn't be a podcast going, man. We'd be doing a whole bunch of different things. But it's more it's more than that. So when we're trying to help people grow and help people be better for our people, then we gotta do things a little bit different, a little bit different. And that comes with doing a podcast. That comes with, doing our style of clothing being different. So that's what we're gonna stick with, and that's how we're gonna roll. Go from Black Friday into the half marathon, and we talked a lot about that your experience, on the last pod, but like we just said, man, like, congrats to you for accomplishing that. For me, and like watching it was tough, a long 3 hours, but and I'm sure you felt a lot of that pain, but that was you going from zero to hero, bro.
Yeah,
especially,
for sure.
To your family, especially, you could see that they were proud of you. Yeah. That's, as a dad, as a man, that's what you should be seeking, where your family respects you. And it's not just because you're the dad. It's because of what you do as a dad, and being their role model. So now your kids see that and they're like, my daddy can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, Liam's already talking about running his first 5K.
See?
Even when I go for a run, he wants to come with me. But a lot of times it's like hella early. So it's like, bro, it's going to be at like 4 or 5 o'clock. I got to go out and run. It's going to be too cold for you. Mm-hmm. He's like, but I want to go. So it's like, yeah, damn, see what I started?
Yeah. There's got to be.
It was a good experience. I liked it. It's definitely nerve-wracking though, man.
Yeah. But now you can go into another one. Like you said, you want to run one faster. You can go to another one, and you know what to expect. You know how you can train better and stuff like that. Or kind of like the different feels of different times in the race. So right, do cool. Good in the next one. So
it was cool to achieve the goal. So
yeah, hell yeah. That's just the beginning of what you don't know what you're gonna do. We might have to get you into a strongman competition or something. Flip the script and go from running to strongman.
You know what? Actually, I was thinking about too. Because I've been listening for some reason to the Sally McRae podcast a lot. Uh-huh. She always talks about trail running. So I was like, maybe I should look into some trail runs.
You better watch out about trail running, bro. Trail running is very bro, for real. And it's like way more like technical. And that's because I really like it. I liked it. When I was in the Army, we ran trails a lot, but it was crazy because
that's what she was saying. It's like it's a lot of, the terrain itself, you got to really,
because you don't feel the run. I guess you don't feel the running as much, but it's not just like running on roads or sidewalks and stuff, because you have to pay attention to where you're
having to balance and
and bro, I don't know how, like, back in the day in the Army, I always think about that, like my ankles for sure were like getting strong because of running in trails, because bro, I'd be running in there and just pop like, oh shit, it didn't go, what? That was slow. A guaranteed like ankle sprain right there, but it didn't happen. So there's a lot of we ran trails a lot back in that time, and trail running would be cool.
It's crazy because running on the road too, there's always these little patches of like needles from the trees and stuff like that. And as soon as I run on those, it felt like cotton. Like, feels like I was running on a mattress. I was like, oh my gosh, that feels so much better than running on the fucking road. So then when I heard about the trail running, I was like, oh, maybe I should look into see if that would be something to do next year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know yet for sure. I don't even know what kind. Something to look into. I definitely do want to do another, or maybe even a couple half marathons going into next year.
Yeah. You gotta see. You can probably eventually get your brother out there too to finally get one in with you, since he
Since you
Since
backed out.
since you didn't get,
He was really sick.
yeah, you owe your brother one.
Yeah,
Like,
because I've been talking to him too. He feels bad that he missed it. He's like, even when he watched the video,
yeah,
he's like, man, I could have been out there. I was like, bro,
look at my brother go.
Yeah. I was like, bro, if you would have went out there, you would have been on that stretcher coming back because
On
I
that
don't know.
golf cart.
I don't know if he would have made it.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the golf cart.
2023, we did our thing. I would say we owned it. We did everything we said we were gonna do. We did everything we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
We got better. 2024 is gonna be crazy, baby. I'm not even joking. Ooh, 2024 is about to be crazy, and it starts in January. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Starting in January, when you,
you don't want to say nothing.
I don't even want to say, man, because it's just crazy to think that I'm, that's what I want to do, like, because I was
especially when you first kicked it off from Sue's Creek. That's to what you want to do now. It's huge,
and I think just starting off the year doing that is just going to help me throughout the rest of the year because of the things I'm already registered for that I'll talk about later as well. That it's going to happen because I've already set my mind to it, and I want to be on it all year, just ready and preparing myself, and getting better every damn day to take on the tasks that I'm about to take on this year. So
tasks.
And so it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a lot. Like we've only registered for 2 of them, but there's I think 5 or 6 that I'm actually going to take on next year. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be a lot of tests. It's going to be a lot of mental tests, a lot of physical tests, and it's going to be a lot of growth. That's all I know. I'm going to be testing myself quite a bit next year, so I'm looking forward to it, baby. 2024 is going to be crazy.
It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be crazy. But that just, it's just going to be a lot of content that we're going to put out and showing you guys this stuff that we're doing, because it's that storyline from watching where we started from, even just the stuff when we were working out in the gym at work, the post-workout chow downs, that stuff. You can look at the way we looked and and what we did to what we do now. It's crazy when how you transition through life. It's just crazy, and you just do these different things, and you just get into these different seasons. So I think it's just a cool storyline, and I think it's cool to see like where we started to what NB has brought us to do. So
I think it's a cool lesson to see too. It's like if you feel like you want to do something or ever want to do or start something off, it's not always going to be what you think it's going to be, because I think people have a lot of this, what they want it to
preconceived
look like.
Notions.
Yep. And we definitely had that. But if you look, there, even to now, we're still not 100% there yet. What we want to do. I mean, there's definitely a room for improvement, but you just got to start and then learn along the way, and learn and evolve. As you go on.
And you have to like the main thing I want people to understand too is like when like doing these physical things, like for me, it's not just about like physically like testing myself, right? It's because it's like I see what I want to do, right? Like I had like the thing next year, like I keep seeing it keeps popping up in my head. That means something. Like, bro, this is something you got to try. You have to do it. And if I'm willing to go do it and put myself through the process of going to go learn and build myself to be able to do that, then it's going to transition to what I do here with NB. Like how much I want to grow NB and, impact, more people. I have to be willing to do those kind of things, because that's going to teach me that I can go through the process. And whatever I'm willing to think about with NB, and the brand, I can put myself through that process through the brand. It's kind of like with the podcast, right? Like we were talking about a podcast for a while, and then what happened? It's like it was in our head so much, but we just acted on it. We said we'll start. We'll just get through it. We know we're gonna suck, and that's the like one of the biggest things you should understand is you're gonna suck at first. Like I already know that at a part of what I'm gonna do next year, I'm gonna suck when I start, and I'm gonna document all of that so people can see it. I want you to see how bad I'm gonna suck when I start. And then where I end up when I actually show up to that event. So that's just stuff that, it's the mentality that you can bring to like just different parts of your life. And I do these things so that because of how big of an impact we want to make, I got to test myself. I want to test myself doing that stuff so I can transition those lessons into this. So like whatever comes to my mind, like, and I think it would be really cool and really impactful for the brand, I'll go through that process. I'm not worried about it. I'm not scared of it. You know, I already know that, you know, it's all about the mindset that you put into it and all about how hard you're willing to work and the effort you're willing to put into whatever you keep thinking about. If it keeps running through your mind, there's a reason why God's putting that in your mind. There's a reason why that there's this vision or this picture of you doing something, because you should probably go through the process and try it out. You know, and if it's good for you, go and do it. Go and try it. It's all right.
So what you're saying is
it's deeper than just the actual event. You know?
Yeah.
It's deeper than that.
It all just, what do you call it? Leaks into your everyday life. Transfers over.
Yeah. So yeah. So 2024 is gonna be crazy.
So what you're saying is I need to run a full marathon next year.
Hey, I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying you decide. If you keep saying it.
I did say it last year, so
yeah. Let's go. Got to get to the work. You got a whole year.
That's true.
You can run the Seattle one. Kind of like, you can run the Seattle one or something else. I don't know.
I think I'll do the Seattle one.
Yeah.
But you guys don't have to wait for me. If you're all gonna run, just run. We're all gonna run our own race.
We'll wait for you. We won't leave.
Just wait for me at the finish line.
Yeah, we'll wait for you.
Okay.
We'll wait for you. But that's when you got to get your brother. Your brother has a whole year. Yes. Your brother owes you, bro.
Yeah,
your brother owes you, bro. He has.
You left me at the starting line, brother. Yeah.
So he has to go run the Tacoma half marathon and then run the full marathon
to qualify for the full marathon.
Yeah. No, I mean you can't say that because actually our first race was a full marathon. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you did the 10-mile ruck run, and then that was your qualifier.
But he did a 10K with you, right?
He did. Yeah.
So that's something at least. But yeah.
I think I'll do that. Yeah.
Here we go. 2024 is going to be nuts, bro. I'm excited for it.
Especially with all the shit that you're going to be doing. I could at least do a full marathon. You know what I'm saying? That's the least I can do, bro. Yeah, hey.
just add miles and some medals to it. And just put the work in. Just worry.
That's I think going from the half marathon this year, that's definitely a huge lesson for me is just like what you were saying, what you texted me when I texted you that stupid video of the guy like stressing out.
Oh yeah.
You're like, bro, just put in the training. You won't have to stress like that. That's exactly what I have to do. And I did good staying on track. It wasn't until the last couple of weeks at the end where I kind of lost steam. Yeah. When I was supposed to hit those big long runs and I didn't get to it. Yeah. And that really worried me. So that's why I was so worried going into the half. You know what I'm saying? But
I know how that feels. That's why I said that, because
just like
just like our first marathon, we missed the 20-mile runs. We missed the 21, and I think our longest run was 16 miles. So we're like, we don't even know what it's like after 16. Yeah, it's like, oh, so that's why I said, like, if you don't miss no word, if you prepare correctly and you prepare all the way through, you do what you say you can do, you wouldn't be worried about it. But. Now you know.
I have to get me some discipline and do some 75 hard going into next year.
So I can do it again.
I'm definitely going to have to come down in the weight if I'm going to do that, or to do that full marathon. Absolutely. I don't want to be this heavy running 26.2 miles.
And thinking about, we did it. It was perfect last time because we actually, when we were training for the first marathon, we were doing 75 hard to train for it. Yeah. So I mean, that'd be a perfect time, I guess, to do
get some more discipline up in there. I need that discipline.
Yeah. So
we did that twice this year.
We didn't do 75 hard at all this year.
Oh, that's why.
That was last year. That's why I didn't do all the work.
Yeah, that's why I did. That's what it was. Shit,
yeah, man.
I'll do it. I'll do the full marathon next year.
Let's go. It's set. He already said it. You guys heard it. It has to happen now. We don't say things on the podcast and not do it. It has to go down now.
I do want to do other runs during the year, but it's not gonna be that crazy. But I want to do that for me. Yeah. But for the real goal, the ultimate goal would be the full marathon at the end of the year.
All right. It's going down. It's going to be a cold ass.
Yep.
Full marathon.
It feels good to run the cold though, man.
Yeah, it's way better than the heat. Because I felt it I definitely felt it during Tacoma marathon. You can feel the warmth.
Even my little ass 5K. You guys were like, "Are you gonna run with that jacket?"
Yeah, dude.
Thank goodness I took it off because it was hot at the end when the sun was just beaming down. Yeah. And I was listening. That was one of the things Sally was talking about too. It's like those little things from the elements, they weigh down on you. Little by little, they just chip away at your levels. So all that is important too.
Facts. So 2024, we're getting ready and we're about to get into it. And let's get to the questions now.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Some questions. Let me refresh, see if we got any new ones. Nope.
All right, that's good.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right, here we go. We are using an anonymous app.
Yeah, so we don't
So
know.
for those of you who did send us a question, if it's a serious question, thank you for that. You're giving us more content. All right, this one's from yesterday.
Oh, I got some on here too.
Question number 1 is, who are your best girlfriends?
Huh?
Question number 1 is, who are your best girlfriends?
Best girlfriends?
Girlfriends. I don't know if that was supposed to be for Ching, but if you're asking me, it's definitely going to be my wife.
Yeah. You mean like friend, like
who are your best girlfriends?
so friends that are girls, right?
Yeah.
This is going. I would definitely say, obviously my wife, right? She's the number one best girlfriend, and then I definitely have to go with like Caitlin and Wendy. Like,
oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with them for a long time, so like they're definitely ones I've always like been with. They're like sisters to me, so like Caitlin and Wendy are definitely my like best girlfriends. If you guys know them, Caitlin ran the half marathon with us. Wendy's been a model and all kinds of stuff for us, in the past. So Caitlin has been too. For us. Yeah, so it's a they're definitely like my best girlfriends.
Okay. Shout out to you for that.
I think that's really. And I have other. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, okay. Go ahead to the next one.
That
was a good one to start off, though. Like that was cool. Yeah, that's good.
This one's not even a question. This one says, "All my girlfriends think you're cute."
Who?
It didn't say it. That's all it says.
So it's not even a question.
Not even a question. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Okay.
Thank you, Mark. You are cute, bro.
Oh,
handsome.
Kapua.
Yeah. Oh, he put.
He actually put his name, so maybe he wants us to know it.
Okay, that's cool. You can say it.
He said, "Love y'all. When are we bringing back the gym bags? I need one. A new one."
He's been bringing that up.
I need a new one. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he's been bringing that up, bro. And I've actually been looking. For new ones, like different ones. So
you did have a couple that you showed me this year.
Yeah, I had some samples coming in.
Yeah,
but
those are kind of tough to make. But
this is the thing about like it's. When you try and get samples and stuff like that, you're trying to go through different vendors and checking out different vendors and what they have and what you think, what I think would be, what would work best for our customers, like for they go to the gym or just want duffel bag stuff. So I'm looking into these things, and when the vendor doesn't follow through with what they say, like I can't, it just sucks. And then what they post and what it looks like, and then when it gets here, it doesn't look like that. So I don't want to just put out garbage to our people. So these things just take a little time while we're dealing with the other stuff. So we
really have to make choices too when we drop.
Yeah.
What are we going to do this time?
Yeah. Based on the times and stuff like that. So like I do want to put out more duffel bags. I want to put out more accessories, honestly. Yeah. Like I've looked into lifting belts.
I want to get some rubber band things. I think that'd be dope.
Rubber band things.
Yeah, these little bracelet things.
Oh yeah. Like
this one. Shout out to Cameron Haynes. I'll be wearing his every day.
Yeah, keep hammering. Yeah,
that's another one thing I used to make it through my half marathon.
We got to get ours to just work. So
yeah. This one says, "Nobody cares. Work harder."
Yep, 100% facts.
I was like, "Damn, Cam, okay."
Yeah. So yeah, what we're definitely looking into trying to get more, duffel bags, accessories, lifting belts. I want to get like waist belts, stuff like that. So. Yeah. What are you laughing about now?
The next question.
Oh, God.
Next question is, but how many pull-ups can you do?
Bro, that's Ching, bro.
For me, fucking 0. If I jump first, I can do that one. That's it. That's all I got.
Bro, that's Ching, bro. She told me that last time. She's like, if you see, because there's a thing that I started like a couple years ago because I heard it, I saw it somewhere. It's like, and it's like every time like you see a buff dude or something. Right?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I wonder how many pull-ups he can do.
Like, just you put the eyes on there too, like.
Yeah. So like just every time like we're like struggling or whatever. I mean, not struggling, like we're out or whatever, and you see like a random dude, and it's like, damn, that guy's in pretty damn good shape. Like, so I respect it. But how many pull-ups can you do? How many pull-ups can you do? So that's just some shit that I always
that's
like.
Hilarious. Let's see here.
But yeah, I can do a couple. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get you to be able to do pull-ups, bro. But you've been running a lot this year instead of doing
next year. I'll do pull-ups next year.
All right.
I'll set a goal for
2.
I do more than that, bro. 6.
All right.
Oh, this one's a serious question. This one says, what are some of your greatest challenges when prepping for marathons? How do you face them? Kind of already talked about a little bit. What are the greatest challenges while you're prepping for your marathon?
greatest challenges for prepping for a marathon?
For me, even though I haven't done a full marathon, but for my running this year, was definitely finding time in between your everyday life, family, friends, and all that stuff. So that's one of them for me.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, is because it's easy to not address it, right? Because it's like because as you go deeper into the training prep for marathons, your miles get longer, which means more time away from the family, right? And more time, doing that instead of doing the other things. So it's really just addressing those problems the best that you can. And it's like me, right? Like, so I run in the mornings. I start work at 6:30. So if I have like anything more than a 7-mile run scheduled, and me doing that in the morning, I'd have to wake up a lot earlier, right? So it's like dealing with the times, right? And dealing with the time that you have available to you that you can work. I mean, get those miles in. So, and that just backtracks into everything: eating, what time you slept, all that stuff. So you have to plan all that stuff, and then stay disciplined to that. Like and then if you don't get the sleep, but you got to get those miles in, and get the miles in, get the sleep in the next night. Like there's all these different things that you have to do with, and it's mostly that. Yeah,
you got to sacrifice.
You do.
You have to sacrifice all of the, I'm not going to say useless things, but the things that are not as important.
Yeah.
Sitting on your phone for 30 minutes, looking at reels.
Yeah.
That's 30 minutes of time that you could use to be running.
Yeah.
So I would say finding those little nuggets of time that you can turn into training.
Yeah. And that's probably the main thing. And then and also, like, I guess there's two other things that I have, issues with when I do the training. But I'll go back to that first. Like I said, as you get deeper into the training for marathons, it's really about the time, because the miles that you have to put in, the days, depending on how many days you run a week, right? Too, and making sure that you recover, take care of yourself and stuff. But getting those miles in, you really have to plan for it. Like and try and stay consistent with the times. I think the times a day that you do run, if you're consistent with that, it's going to help out a lot instead of jumping back and forth. What I try to do is make sure that whatever time I know the actual race is, which is usually early in the morning, I'm running closer to that time. Yeah. Because so that once you get to the end where you taper and stuff like that, you actually kind of start still on the same routine, same schedule. So your body kind of gets into that rhythm. But it's really just staying consistent to the plan and sticking to the miles, even if you don't feel like it. Everybody that goes through it, I'm sure. Everybody doesn't, because it's a long process. It's a long, 3 to 4 months that you actually have to prep for it. And there's going to be more days than not that you don't want to go put in those miles, where the weather is shitty. You don't want to go, go out there and do it, but you have to do it. If you want to, be successful at that marathon, then it's really just showing up to that. Another issue I have is the ego stuff, running, so that's something that I've really paid attention to as I've been putting in miles recently before I actually start my 20-week training, or I think it's 18 or 20-week training plan. And it's just easy miles, not worrying about pace, just getting the time on my feet, stuff like that. The ego stuff, I'm giving all that up. I'll put in my fast miles when it's time for the quicker miles, not just anytime, not just, it has to be intentional. I have to be very intentional about this one so that I stay healthy and that I meet my goal during that marathon. Yeah, I mean, it's just really just going about showing up and staying disciplined to the plan.
Like Kyle said, you got to show up.
Yeah, that's
part. So some days that's the hardest part of the fight,
because once you get going, you're just going.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was the ego thing, and then I think maybe the recovery and like nutrition stuff, like that's been a problem for me with. I don't stretch,
and that's what I told you the other day.
Yeah. So I've been really already kind of starting on making sure that I stretch more, because my hips are bad, my hip flexors are bad.
It's like when you work out, they just get tighter too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's why I feel it on my squats. That's why there's really I know my body, and I know because back in the day, I remember when my hips didn't feel like this. So I know where I'm at now, and I'm just trying to break that up slowly. I'm starting to stretch more and stuff like that now. So I'm thinking about it, and it's in my conscious, and I'm trying to make sure that I make a conscious effort of taking care of that. Like stretching and recovering, that's important. Make sure, I would say, add that, because I would say that's a factor that made it so that that's a factor that added to my injuries, because I didn't stretch and stuff like that. So stretch recovery and the nutrition, like making sure that you're eating right, like because that's gonna help you recover. That's gonna help you get through your runs and fuel your runs and fuel you for your lifting workouts, strength training workouts for your, it's, and then I think it is important to strength train too while you're training for marathons, not just run. So you can add that. But yep.
Okay. What advice would you give someone who wants to run a marathon for the first time but has never ran for a long period of time?
What advice?
For me,
yeah,
I would say start slow. When I first had my running goals this year, I think even coming off 75 hard, I never ran. I was only walking every day, and even during those walks, I tried to run, and it did not work. I could not run. But it wasn't until getting my ass on a treadmill, starting slow, and I couldn't even run 5 minutes on a treadmill, of all things, which kind of helps you, move your foot anyway.
Yeah.
But just starting slow. Set your expectation low, especially if you're not a runner like I wasn't, and just stay consistent. And then over time, you will slowly start to build that aerobic base. And don't come out of the gates hot either.
Yeah.
You got to start slow to where you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to burn out. Just little tiny blocks you just stack, and eventually you look back, you got a huge stack. Yeah. That's what worked for me anyway. That's what I used to get to my ultimate goal this year, which was the half marathon. And it was just starting. I started with walking, then like 5-minute jogs, 1-minute walk on the treadmill, those intervals until I start to gain a little bit more, what do you call it? Stamina? Yep. Until I was running 10 minutes. I mean, I remember when I hit my first 1 mile on the treadmill, that was huge for me.
Yeah.
And then, 1 mile, and then I'm able to jog 30 minutes, and I'm able to jog 45 minutes, an hour. And then I started on the ground, running on the ground. And I think I did my first mile loop. And then my first 2 mile, I think I told you about my first, I ran 2 miles a day. And that was huge for me back then.
Yeah.
But it all started from
walking.
Starting small. Just like when we're babies, we got to crawl first before we can walk. We got to walk first before we can run. Yeah. So that's for me.
I'm going to piggyback right off that, because that's exactly what it is. Like you can't expect yourself. You want to run a marathon and you're not there, right? You have to expect that you have to start somewhere else other than, you can't show up and run a marathon. You're not there yet. Like understand that and be comfortable with that. Do not.
So I say lower your expectation too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Know where you're at and just start slow. Like for real. Like, because if you try, like, and this is what we've talked about in the past, where you can get discouraged when you think you're supposed to be somewhere, but you don't even know. Like you don't know where you're supposed to be at. I was the same way. Like you're talking about how you had to walk. I was the same when we started 75 hard the first time. I couldn't run. And that's where we come from. We had to walk before we could run marathons. Like you have to look at that. That's a year process. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole year process of just being able to show up to run a marathon, just to be able to do it, So just for real, we went from walk, run to 2 miles. That's why I brought it up too when I talked to Paul. It's like, I remember the first time I ran 8 miles, bro. Like I was so damn stoked about that, I was happy about just being able to run, 5 and making 5 a norm for me. Like 5 daily was a norm that turned into a norm. Like you have to know where you're at and just and for real, comfortable, slow. You go out too hot, that's when people get discouraged, for real. You go out too hot and you're like, why am I so tired? The slow long runs, those slow comfortable runs, they do more than you really think. I'm telling you,
they build your aerobic base so that you can
you might not feel like and you might not feel like it's doing a lot, but I tell you, over time give it some time, you'll see it. You'll feel it, man, because it's like, even me, I was just in this space just a couple of weeks ago where I just think like, damn, I'm putting these miles, but they feel like they're getting harder for me. I feel like I'm getting that.
And those are the ones that count.
Yeah, but I'm putting it in. I'm still doing it, but then it was just like this week I felt it. I'm like, when I did that 7-mile run in the rain, I was like, I wasn't even trying, bro, and it felt good. It felt comfortable. My feet were going, and those are my quicker miles, and I was just like, that's where the build came in, right there. Yeah. All those miles that I'm putting in real slow and comfortable, the build came in right there, and it showed. So like, that's where you just keep building off of that. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see the progress. You're gonna see where, you can only run a mile. It might not be until like 3 weeks later where you might be able to, run your 2 miles straight. But it doesn't matter. Just take your time, go slow, follow your plan, whatever plan you have, and stick to it and just watch the build. Do not get discouraged by, whatever paces you're running. That none of that matters.
Yeah.
What matters is building your aerobic base and putting in time on your feet. Honestly, I would recommend to most people that you never ran a marathon, you haven't ran in a while, think about running for time instead of distance. I would think about, say I'm going to go run out. I want to go out today and I just want to run for 5 minutes straight. That's it. Start with that. You want to run for 5 minutes straight, go for, that light, comfortable jog for 5 minutes.
And that's another part.
That's all you do.
Don't go too hard.
Yeah. That's all you do. Yeah. Do that. Start from there. And then after that, okay, the next week or, a couple of days later, I want to run for 6 minutes or I want to run for 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Just build slowly off of that. I'm telling you, the confidence that you'll build off of that is way better than saying, oh, I want to run 5 miles today just off the start. And just when it gets too hard, it's going to be hard because you haven't ran, right? Yeah. So if you're going to just go out and discourage yourself and say that you can't do it when you just followed the wrong plan. That's all that it was. But yeah,
you'll find what works for you.
Slow, comfortable, and just start slow. You give
slow
yourself
meaning
time.
Like if you set a 5 minute goal, make sure you can hit the whole 5 minutes. Because if you can't, you're probably going too fast.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
Yeah, there's for real, like there's magic in that slow, comfortable stuff. Just for real, stick with that. That's the number one thing I've learned over this time. Because when I was in the Army, we did not run like that. When we were going out for a 5 mile run or 6 mile run, we ran fast. Like
you had to run with the group.
Yeah, we're running with the group, and you're running fast. Like that's just how we did it. It's stupid. Now, not saying that I didn't get faster and stuff like that, but it just sucked. Like you don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoy running way more now because I've built a base off of slow running and stuff like that. So that's something that I've learned on the path, on doing all this stuff, and now I really do enjoy running a lot because of that. Just learning those things. Oh, here we go.
This one, I think this is. It says, "Why do you take so long to respond to messages?"
Why did it take so long?
Yeah, it doesn't specify who. It just says, "Why do you take so long to respond to messages?"
I mean,
is this our personal messages?
I don't know. Maybe it's the what do you call that? Nesian Built stuff. I mean, if it's online, if it's an email, if it's what do you call that? On through DMs and stuff like that. Guys, we work full-time jobs still, and we know.
And you drive a lot, so
I'm driving, so I can't be texting all the time. Driving. So like, I try my best. Like I try to respond as quickly as possible. Believe me, like I think that's very important. That I take care of you guys as soon as I can. But if I can't, I can't. Like I'm driving or something. Like we do have full-time jobs outside of MB, but I always want to take care of you. I always want to take care of the customer. But if I didn't respond, it's just I can't. But if I can, I will. Like just know that.
And are you getting cold over there, or is it just me? Okay.
I'm
and then the last one that we have from this side is, what are your goals for 2024, personal and business? Which we kind of, for the personal ones, we kind of covered that.
Yeah.
You haven't set it out yet.
Yeah.
But just know there's a lot.
Yeah. I have a couple things that there's
a lot of physical goals.
Yeah. A lot of physical goals, personal goals that I'm trying to go after next year, because I feel like these past 2 years, I've built a lot off of, and like my mentality, my mindset, my physical, for sure, like just building off of what I think I'm physically capable of doing. And now I believe I'm physically capable of doing the things that I want to do next year. So, those things will come. I think it'll be cool when you guys see it. Like I don't know why I don't want to talk about it yet, but it's just, I think it'd just be cool to just, put it out there and you'll see why. But the business goals, I mean, grow. That's really it, man. Just grow, like impact more people.
Yeah. We want to pump out more, or we want to be more consistent on the pod.
Yeah,
going in next
more
year.
Podcasts. We have a lot of guests already. Like that, a lot of guests coming out. Way more content. Like I said, because of so many things that we have planned out next year, there's going to be way more content from that side too. So not just podcasts, but also like the videos of doing stuff, doing all these things again. So that's going to be cool. Like, I mean, those are kind of my goals next year. A lot of content with what we're doing, and then especially for the business, a lot of content, a lot more podcasts, getting in more people from different aspects of life to be able to share their stories for our people that listen and watch us and stuff. So, what about you? Oh, you already kind of said it, right?
Yeah,
you're half marathon, marathon next year.
Personal goal, next year is definitely a full marathon.
Yeah.
And to drop some of this weight off so I don't have to carry it with me when I do it.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't
That's
carry a
gonna-
fanny pack and all that stuff too, bro.
And a whole 2 liters of water in my back. Yeah. I need that.
Get lighter like that. And maybe the Camelback's fine.
If I could drop the weight, though, I can carry more.
Yeah, that's true. Just drop the fanny pack.
Where am I going to hold my gels, bro?
In your pocket. I don't know. All right, so we got a couple here, though. So this one's asking if we're promoting island barbers in the mainland. Okay, let me go to your page and I'll try and throw it out there. So it's a barber out of Minnesota. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. I don't know. It says Kathy or Kaithy Barber.
Spell it.
Kaithy Barber. So yeah, he messaged shouting you out. Everybody in Minnesota, go get yourself a clean cut from your boy. Check him out on Instagram. How I just spelt it. There we go. We're promoting island barbers out in the mainland. Let's go.
All the way up in Minnesota. Shout out to you. It's cold up there.
Stuff look clean too. Hells yeah. Yeah, his stuff look clean.
Screenshot his Instagram handle so that I can just post it up on there.
All right, got you. All right. Okay. I guess these are like funny questions that, Mrs. Moffness wanted to.
Oh, no. What'd she say?
It's funny, bro. Let's see. Where to go back to.
She's like, you guys should have shot a video for the question.
All right. Did you have a celebrity crush growing up?
Who asked that?
Heather.
Oh, she did?
She put like 3, bro. So we're just going to answer it real quick.
Celebrity crush?
Yeah.
My celebrity crush is growing up. Surprisingly, it was Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
A little bit later, definitely was Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks,
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah. Back in the security days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Telling everybody that was my ex. For real, she was like, yeah, look at the one video. She has my name on the pillow. And she does have a name.
Real?
Yeah. It says Mark on the pillow.
One of her music videos?
Yep.
You bum. Goddamn bum, dude.
And I think that was like a makeup brand or something. I was like, see, I told you. She gave me a shout out on her videos. I think that's the only thing I can kind of think of now, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know one of mine was Maya.
The singer?
Maya.
Oh, man, you and my brother. My brother the same way.
And then, like, I think I just mentioned this to my wife, too, a couple weeks ago. Christina Milian. Like, I was a big fan of Christina Milian. She was in that, I think it was it Drumline? I think Drumline video. She's a singer, too. She's an actress.
Oh, no, Drumline. That was Megan Fox.
Was it?
Or not Megan Fox. What am I thinking of? Christina Milian?
Yeah.
She like the light skin? Black?
Yeah.
She's
curly hair.
Oh, she's in Drumline?
I know. She was a cheerleader or dancer or something. I think it's Drumline, yeah. Christina Milian.
I don't know. We might be butchering that one.
I don't know. In fact.
Yeah. But we all know who Christina is. Yeah. Hey, we'll roll a picture up there.
And then I was trying to think who else. I don't know. Those are the ones I can't remember. Right off the top of the dome.
I know. Me too. I was like, I know Drew Barrymore because for some reason in high school I was watching a couple of her movies. I think that's the reason why. And then
and of course the Pink Power Ranger. It's always a Pink Power Ranger in every Power Ranger series. Yeah, Kimberly. Something like that. Yeah, and then the other one. Do you pee in the shower?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Water draining.
It's the most freeing.
Wait, bro. Because I was just talking about this to Ching. I was listening to a podcast. It's a new biohack.
Okay.
That's supposed to be something that's been out there forever.
Okay.
But it was another thing that was taken away from us because it might be too good for us. Just drinking your own pee, bro.
No, bro. No.
Bro.
There's a boxer out there who believed that would work for him, and he still lost his match. I forget his name already.
No.
He fought Manny Pacquiao or something like that. So drinking your own pee is supposed to be good for you?
Yeah. They say because it has stem cells in it. Right? Yeah. So you know how people have like the stem cell like surgery stuff like that, right?
Injections
and all that. Pee has stem cells in it. At least that's what they're saying.
Yeah, but it's probably the ones that are done already.
Okay, this is the case that he brought up that I mentioned that I remember.
Did my wife type that question?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so babies, right, when they're in the womb,
yes,
they're drinking their own pee, bro. and the pee's all over them. So imagine it's helping them regenerate cells.
Is that facts, though?
Build, grow.
We don't want to put out misinformation.
No, they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's all over their body. They pee in there. But they don't poop. So they're not eating. They're not pooing in there. Because that was my question when he was mentioning this. I'm like, but what if they poo? Do they eat the poo? Like, should we be eating poo too? Or what? No, that's not it. So
I've heard of drinking your own pee in a survival situation. That will get you out.
Yeah,
Shout out to Bear Grylls for that. But
look, bro, but this guy was like, I don't know. This dude's rich and he's famous. Like the guy that on his podcast, he had the guest on his podcast that was telling him about it.
So he's saying
I'm gonna drink pee. Like so he has to go to all his events that he holds, and people are gonna ask him like, so how's that pee drinking going?
Oh man.
So I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to it, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm just saying there's a new biohack that they brought up. I'm not saying anybody should do it.
We're not using that.
It's not my recommendation.
We're not using that for the preparation next year.
Last question. Would you ever share your toothbrush with your partner?
Did my wife type that question?
Yeah, she typed that too.
This girl got nothing left to do today.
It was like right before the pod.
I mean, so
she's waiting.
I have.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've done it on accident before.
Yeah.
And then, man, I don't know if I've done it intentionally. Like, oh man, I need a toothbrush. But I know I've definitely done it on accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me and Ching probably have, but
yeah.
I wouldn't ever try to do it intentionally.
I wouldn't do it intentionally.
If we had to.
But if we had to go somewhere, like we're going to be close talking to people, I got to brush my teeth.
She's big on teeth. I don't know if she would share with me. So,
so let her go first and then you can go after.
Do it after. And then we just throw it away. Yeah. Hey, that was the pod, guys. That was episode 29, finishing off 2023. Man, we appreciate you guys. And, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for, smashing that like button for us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following us. Thank you for everything, in 2023. Like, we couldn't keep doing this without you guys. And we, the purpose is huge here. And our commitment is huge here to what we have planned, what we want to do. So, for real, we couldn't do it without you guys. And we wouldn't be doing all this stuff either if it wasn't for you guys. So, we thank you guys for real for everything. We hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And just enjoy the time with your family. Show love. Spread love. And let's fucking win in 2024, baby. Come on.
Commit. What was that thing you said in your last video in the marathon?
Commit to doing something hard.
Yes.
In 2024.
There it is.
Come on. Hey, go out. Be your best. Always do that shit. Out of style. Let's go. Yeah.